Smart women understand that in order to succeed in life, they must develop principles that guide their actions, decisions, and relationships. These principles are not just strategies. They are the foundation for a fulfilling life and the key to making meaningful progress. Life doesn't hand you success on a silver platter, nor does it give you an easy path to follow. It is built upon the choices you make and the rules you choose to live by. Smart women have learned that these principles aren't merely nice-to-haves. They are essentials, a blueprint for a life of purpose and prosperity. They are the kind of rules that help women thrive in every aspect of their lives, personal, professional, and spiritual. First and foremost, smart women understand the importance of self-worth. They know their value is not defined by external circumstances or opinions. Too many women fall into the trap of seeking validation from others, be it through relationships, careers, or societal approval. But a woman who is truly wise understands that her worth is intrinsic. She knows she doesn't have to prove her value to anyone because her value is already established by her inherent qualities, her intellect, and her character. This belief in herself allows her to make decisions with confidence and to embrace challenges with the courage to grow. When a woman understands her worth, it becomes the basis for her decisions, actions, and relationships. She will no longer tolerate mistreatment, nor will she allow her goals and dreams to be sidelined by negativity. She recognizes that she deserves the best, and she will not settle for anything less. And while this doesn't mean she expects perfection from herself or others, it means she will never allow her sense of worth to be compromised. Second, a smart woman knows the value of setting boundaries. Boundaries are not just about saying no, they are about knowing what is acceptable and what isn't in every area of life. A woman who understands the importance of boundaries can protect her time, energy, and emotions. She does not give herself away indiscriminately. She ensures that her relationships are built on mutual respect and that her personal space is respected. Setting boundaries is one of the most empowering things a woman can do for herself. It allows her to prioritize her needs, focus on her goals, and maintain her well-being. Without boundaries, a woman is susceptible to burnout, overwhelm, and frustration. But by setting clear boundaries, she is able to protect herself from unnecessary stress and distractions, creating a healthy environment in which she can thrive. Smart women also recognize that setting boundaries requires assertiveness, not aggression. Being assertive means standing up for yourself while remaining respectful of others. It is the balance between self-respect and kindness, knowing when to say no and understanding that no is a complete sentence is one of the most powerful skills a woman can possess. The third rule that smart women follow is the power of perseverance. Success is rarely instant. It requires grit, determination, and the ability to bounce back from failure. A smart woman understands that the road to success is filled with obstacles, setbacks, and moments of doubt. But she knows that resilience is the key to overcoming those challenges. She does not let failure define her. She allows it to refine her. When things don't go as planned, she doesn't give up. She learns, adapts, and grows. She understands that failure is not an endpoint, but a stepping stone on the journey to success. A smart woman keeps her eyes on the prize and refuses to be deterred by temporary setbacks. Whether in her personal life, career, or dreams, she remains unwavering in her commitment to her goals. Perseverance also means that smart women understand the importance of consistency. It is not about making giant leaps all at once, but rather about taking small, consistent steps that will lead to big results. They don't expect overnight success, but remain committed to putting in the effort day in and day out. In doing so, they build momentum and become unstoppable. Another crucial principle that smart women follow is the power of education. Smart women never stop learning. They are curious, inquisitive, and always seek to improve themselves. They know that knowledge is not only power, but also an asset that will give them the competitive edge they need to thrive. Education goes beyond formal degrees. It's about constantly seeking growth and expanding one's horizons. Smart women know that the more they learn, the more they grow. They read books, attend seminars, and seek out mentors. They take the time to improve their skills, acquire new ones, and expand their understanding of the world. With this mindset, they are always ahead of the curve, prepared for any challenges that come their way. But education doesn't just stop at acquiring knowledge. It also includes emotional intelligence. Smart women understand the importance of understanding themselves and others. They develop the ability to manage their emotions, navigate relationships effectively, and communicate clearly. Emotional intelligence is one of the most important factors in personal and professional success, and it's something that intelligent women continuously strive to develop. Fifth, smart women practice self-care. They know that they cannot pour from an empty cup. If they want to give their best to the world, they must first take care of themselves. This means making time for rest, relaxation, and rejuvenation. It means eating well, exercising, and prioritizing mental and emotional health. A woman who practices self-care does not see it as selfish. Rather, she sees it as a necessary act of self-preservation. When she is well rested, physically healthy, and emotionally balanced, she is better able to handle stress, face challenges, and give her best to the people and projects that matter most to her. Smart women understand that self-care is not a luxury, but a necessity for a successful, fulfilling life. This principle also extends to mental health. Smart women are not afraid to seek help when they need it. They understand that mental health is just as important as physical health. Whether it's through therapy, talking to a trusted friend, or engaging in activities that nurture their spirit, they know that taking care of their mind is just as essential as taking care of their body. The sixth rule is to embrace and practice gratitude. Smart women understand that gratitude has the power to transform their lives. When you focus on what you have rather than what you lack, your perspective shifts and you begin to see the abundance around you. Gratitude attracts positivity and opens the door to even more blessings. A smart woman practices gratitude daily. She takes time to appreciate the small things: a beautiful sunrise, a kind gesture, a moment of peace. She expresses gratitude for the people in her life, the opportunities she has, and the lessons she's learned. This mindset helps her stay grounded even in times of difficulty. It enables her to maintain an optimistic outlook and keeps her focused on the good, which in turn attracts more good into her life. Lastly, smart women know the importance of cultivating strong relationships. Success is rarely a solitary endeavor. Women who understand this principle surround themselves with people who support, inspire, and challenge them to be their best. These relationships are built on trust, mutual respect, and shared values. Smart women don't waste their time on toxic or draining relationships. Instead, they invest their time and energy in people who uplift them and contribute positively to their lives. They also know that relationships require effort. It's not enough to just have good people around you. You must actively nurture and maintain those connections. Whether it's with friends, family, or colleagues, smart women make an effort to show up, be present, and foster a sense of community. They understand that the quality of their relationships significantly impacts their happiness, success, and overall well-being. When it comes to romantic relationships, smart women don't settle for less than they deserve. They understand that love is not about needing someone, but about choosing to be with someone who compliments them, respects them, and helps them grow. They don't allow themselves to be in relationships that drain their energy or diminish their sense of self-worth. The final aspect that smart women understand is that their life is their own to shape. They do not let anyone dictate their future or define their success. They know that they are the architects of their lives, and they take full responsibility for the choices they make. They create their own destiny by setting goals, making plans, and taking consistent action toward achieving them. In doing so, they create a life of meaning and fulfillment. They understand that the only limits they face are the ones they place on themselves. And because they are not afraid to dream big, take risks, and work relentlessly toward their vision, they create a life that is uniquely their own, a life that reflects their values, their purpose, and their passions. Smart women understand that their value comes from within, and they protect their time, energy, and emotions by setting clear boundaries. This empowers them to make decisions confidently, avoid toxic relationships, and prioritize their well-being. Success is built on resilience and the ability to persist through challenges. Smart women embrace failure as an opportunity to grow, maintain consistent effort, and stay committed to their goals, knowing that small, steady actions lead to lasting results. Smart women prioritize lifelong learning, both intellectually and emotionally. They seek knowledge, refine their skills, and develop emotional intelligence to navigate relationships effectively, ensuring their personal and professional growth. Self-worth and boundaries are two of the most crucial elements for any woman who seeks to lead a fulfilling, successful life. They are not just abstract concepts, they are the core principles that determine how a woman values herself, how she navigates relationships, and how she protects her emotional and mental health. A woman who understands her own worth and establishes clear boundaries is empowered to take charge of her life in a way that reflects her values and desires, not the expectations or demands of others. At the heart of self-worth is the understanding that a woman's value is inherent. It is not defined by external factors such as the approval of others, societal expectations, or past failures. A woman's worth is not tied to her appearance, career status, relationship, or achievement. It is intrinsic and unshakable. This means that no matter what challenges life throws at her, she does not waver in her understanding of who she is and what she deserves. When a woman truly believes in her worth, she no longer feels the need to seek validation from others. She knows that she does not need to prove herself in order to be worthy of respect, love, or success. This belief in herself allows her to make decisions confidently and unapologetically. It frees her from the need to please others or to sacrifice her own desires and needs in favor of keeping others happy. She becomes the author of her own story, not a passive participant in someone else's narrative. This strong sense of self-worth enables women to stand firm in the face of adversity. They do not allow negative comments or discouraging opinions to define their worth. When faced with rejection or criticism, they see it as an opportunity to grow, not as a reflection of their inadequacy. They understand that everyone faces challenges and setbacks, but those moments do not diminish their inherent value. Instead, they use those experiences as stepping stones to develop greater strength, resilience, and wisdom. However, self-worth is not a destination. It is a continuous journey. It requires constant reinforcement and nurturing. It is essential for women to surround themselves with people who uplift them and support their growth. Relationships with others can either bolster a woman's self-worth or diminish it. Toxic relationships where someone consistently undermines her, belittles her, or expects her to live according to their standards can erode her sense of self. A smart woman recognizes these toxic dynamics and makes the conscious decision to distance herself from individuals who do not respect her value. Building and maintaining self-worth also involves the ability to accept oneself completely, flaws and all. No one is perfect, and women who understand their worth don't hold themselves to unrealistic standards. They accept that mistakes will be made, but these mistakes do not define them. Instead, they view their imperfections as part of the human experience, learning from them rather than letting them become sources of shame or self-doubt. Equally as important as self-worth is the concept of boundaries. Setting boundaries is a crucial skill for women who want to protect their time, energy, and emotional well-being. Boundaries are not about creating walls that shut people out, but about ensuring that there is mutual respect and understanding in every relationship. A woman who sets clear boundaries communicates her limits in a way that is healthy, firm, and respectful. She recognizes that her needs and desires are just as important as anyone else's, and she is not afraid to assert them. Without boundaries, women risk becoming overwhelmed, exhausted, and resentful. They may find themselves saying yes to things they don't want to do, overextending themselves, or allowing others to drain their energy. This often leads to feelings of frustration and burnout as their personal needs are consistently sidelined in favor of others. However, when a woman learns to set healthy boundaries, she takes control of her life and ensures that she can give her best to the things that truly matter to her without sacrificing her own well-being. Boundaries can be established in every area of life, whether it's in relationships, work, or even within one's own family. For example, in relationships, setting boundaries means that a woman will not tolerate mistreatment or manipulation. She knows what behaviors are acceptable and which ones are not. If someone crosses a line, she has the courage to speak up, communicate her feelings, and set the necessary limits to protect herself. In the workplace, boundaries are essential to maintaining work-life balance. A woman who has established boundaries will not allow work to overtake her personal life. She understands the importance of taking breaks, saying no to extra tasks when her plate is full, and protecting her time away from work. She recognizes that rest and relaxation are crucial to her productivity and mental clarity. In doing so, she is able to bring her best self to her job rather than running on empty and risking burnout. Setting boundaries also means learning to say no without guilt. Many women struggle with saying no because they fear disappointing others or being seen as selfish. However, a woman who understands the importance of boundaries knows that saying no is a powerful act of self-care. She knows that every yes to something that doesn't align with her needs or values is a no to something that does. By learning to say no when necessary, she protects her time and energy for the things that truly matter to her. Setting boundaries is not always easy, especially for women who have been conditioned to prioritize the needs of others before their own. However, once a woman becomes comfortable with establishing and maintaining her boundaries, she begins to see the positive effects it has on her life. She experiences less stress, greater peace of mind, and a deeper sense of satisfaction in her relationships. Her self-respect increases, and so does the respect she receives from others. It's important to note that boundaries are not about being rigid or inflexible. They are about knowing where to draw the line in order to maintain one's own well-being. Boundaries can be adjusted based on the situation and the people involved, but they should always be rooted in self-respect. A woman who has healthy boundaries is adaptable yet firm when it comes to protecting her space and her emotional health. In essence, self-worth and boundaries are two sides of the same coin. A woman who values herself is naturally inclined to set boundaries that protect her physical, emotional, and mental well-being. She knows that she deserves respect, love, and consideration, and she is unwilling to compromise her standards or let others treat her less than she deserves. By practicing self-worth and setting healthy boundaries, a woman can navigate life with confidence, peace, and purpose, knowing that she is in control of her own narrative. These principles empower women to live authentically, free from the fear of judgment or the need for external validation. When a woman truly understands and embodies her worth and establishes clear boundaries, she creates a life that is not just about surviving, but about thriving. Perseverance and consistency are two of the most important traits that enable women to achieve long-term success and reach their fullest potential. In a world that often values quick results, immediate gratification, and instant success, the virtues of perseverance and consistency can sometimes seem out of place. Yet it is these two qualities that serve as the foundation for personal growth, meaningful accomplishments, and lasting change. They are not simply about pushing through adversity, but about cultivating a mindset that embraces challenges, remains committed to goals, and continues moving forward even in the face of obstacles or setbacks. Perseverance is the ability to keep going when the going gets tough. It is the determination to persist in the pursuit of a goal, even when the path is not easy, when progress feels slow, or when failures seem to outweigh successes. A woman who embodies perseverance understands that success does not happen overnight, and that every accomplishment requires effort, resilience, and the ability to keep moving forward despite challenges. Perseverance is about viewing obstacles not as roadblocks, but as opportunities for growth. It involves maintaining focus on the bigger picture and reminding oneself that every difficulty is a part of the journey. Whether it's an unexpected setback, a personal challenge, or a professional failure, perseverance encourages women to rise above those circumstances and continue working toward their goals. Instead of succumbing to discouragement or self-doubt, a woman with perseverance learns from the experience and uses it as fuel to drive her forward. This persistence doesn't mean blindly pushing through without reflection. Rather, it means adapting, learning, and adjusting. There are times when perseverance requires a woman to reevaluate her approach, reframe her thinking, and seek new solutions. The journey to success is rarely linear, and the ability to pivot when necessary while maintaining determination is what separates those who ultimately achieve their goals from those who give up along the way. But perseverance does not exist in isolation. It needs the support of consistency to be truly effective. Consistency is the act of showing up every day, doing the work, and taking the necessary actions to move closer to one's goals, no matter how small or mundane those actions may seem. A woman who is consistent understands that progress is built over time and that success comes not from sporadic bursts of effort, but from steady, deliberate action over the long term. Consistency is the key to building momentum. It turns small actions into significant results over time. Whether it's a daily routine, a series of tasks, or a personal practice, consistency creates habits that lead to improvement and success. A woman who is consistent doesn't wait for motivation to strike. She creates discipline through her commitment to her goals. Even when motivation wanes or when distractions arise, she stays focused on what she is committed to, knowing that consistency will pay off in the long run. Consistency also builds trust in oneself and trust in the process. When a woman consistently shows up for herself and her goals, she builds a deep sense of reliability. She comes to trust her own ability to accomplish what she sets out to do, and this trust fuels further commitment. Additionally, others begin to trust her as they see the dedication, effort, and persistence she puts into everything she does. Consistency not only creates personal growth, but it also strengthens professional relationships, builds reputations, and opens doors for new opportunities. Moreover, consistency and perseverance are essential in the face of failure. When a woman experiences a setback or does not meet her expectations, it's easy to feel defeated or discouraged. However, it is in these moments that perseverance and consistency shine the brightest. Instead of giving up, a woman who embodies these qualities knows that failure is simply a part of the process. She understands that every failure teaches a lesson, provides valuable insights, and helps refine her approach. Perseverance encourages a woman to keep going despite failure, while consistency ensures that she continues to work toward her goal even when immediate results are not visible. Together, they help her remain steadfast in her pursuit, teaching her to embrace failure not as a defeat, but as a stepping stone to success. Each failure becomes an opportunity to reassess, recalibrate, and continue on the path with greater wisdom and determination. One of the most powerful aspects of perseverance and consistency is their ability to transform habits. When a woman is consistent, she develops positive habits that shape her life. Whether it's a commitment to self-care, learning a new skill, or advancing in her career, consistent action over time creates lasting changes. These habits become second nature, and as they are practiced over time, they lead to more profound personal and professional transformations. Consistency makes the difference between a fleeting effort and lasting success. The combination of perseverance and consistency is especially important for women who are striving for big goals or navigating significant challenges. In the face of societal expectations, gender biases, or personal setbacks, women may often feel discouraged or doubt their ability to achieve their dreams. But perseverance reminds them that success is not determined by how many times they fall, but by how many times they get back up. Consistency ensures that even on the days when progress feels slow, or when the obstacles seem insurmountable, they keep taking steps forward. It's easy to become discouraged when progress seems slow or when the result is not immediate. But perseverance and consistency teach women to see the process, not just the outcome. They understand that true success is about the growth they experience along the way, the knowledge gained, the skills developed, and the person they become through their efforts. The journey is just as valuable as the destination, and this perspective keeps them motivated and focused, even when results are not immediately evident. Moreover, perseverance and consistency also have a profound impact on a woman's confidence and self-esteem. Each time she shows up for herself, each time she keeps going despite challenges, she builds her confidence. She proves to herself that she is capable, strong, and determined. Each success, no matter how small, reinforces this belief and propels her forward. With every step, she learns that she is not only capable of achieving her goals, but also resilient enough to handle whatever comes her way. In addition to personal growth, perseverance and consistency are essential for making a difference in the world. Women who persevere and remain consistent in their efforts often become the change makers, the ones who inspire others with their dedication and unwavering commitment. They show the world that success is not about talent or luck, but about resilience, discipline, and the ability to stay the course. The beauty of perseverance and consistency lies in their simplicity. They do not require extraordinary abilities or dramatic efforts. What they require is a willingness to keep going even when things get tough, and the discipline to show up every day even when the finish line seems far away. These qualities are what transform dreams into reality, goals into accomplishments, and potential into success. Through perseverance, a woman learns to weather the storms, and through consistency, she builds a life of purpose, growth, and achievement. Together, they form the foundation for a powerful, transformative journey that continues to unfold as long as she stays committed to the process. Continuous learning and emotional intelligence are two essential components for personal growth, success, and the ability to navigate the complexities of life. These two qualities, when developed and embraced, provide a solid foundation for women to thrive in every area of their lives, from personal relationships to professional endeavors. In a rapidly changing world, the pursuit of knowledge and the ability to understand and manage emotions are more important than ever. They serve as the tools women use to adapt to new situations, build meaningful relationships, and approach challenges with grace and insight. Continuous learning is an ongoing process of acquiring new knowledge, skills, and perspectives throughout life. It's the belief that growth doesn't stop after formal education or the attainment of a degree. Rather, it's about cultivating curiosity, embracing new ideas, and seeking to improve oneself on a regular basis. A woman who values continuous learning sees every day as an opportunity to grow, whether through formal education, personal experiences, or even the wisdom shared by others. In today's world, where new technologies and ideas emerge constantly, continuous learning is not just beneficial, it is necessary. Women who embrace learning are better equipped to navigate the ever-changing landscape of life. They adapt more easily to new career paths, adjust to shifts in the workplace, and respond to the challenges that life throws at them with an open mind. These women understand that knowledge is a tool that can empower them to take control of their lives and make informed decisions. Continuous learning is not limited to academic knowledge. It extends to acquiring practical skills, staying informed about current events, and developing a deeper understanding of oneself and the world around us. A woman who commits to continuous learning is also likely to develop a broader worldview as she seeks to understand different cultures, perspectives, and ideas. This kind of knowledge opens doors to new opportunities and helps foster a sense of empathy and understanding for people from diverse backgrounds. Moreover, learning is not just about acquiring knowledge, but also about applying it in meaningful ways. Women who prioritize continuous learning often find themselves seeking ways to improve their personal and professional lives by implementing the lessons they've gained. They may take courses, read books, attend workshops, or even seek mentorship to grow in specific areas. But they also recognize that real learning happens when they take action on what they've learned, whether by taking on new challenges at work, applying new strategies in relationships, or embracing new approaches to their personal well-being. In addition to formal education and skills acquisition, continuous learning also involves the ability to learn from life's experiences, both positive and negative. A woman who embraces continuous learning does not view failure as a permanent setback, but as an opportunity to learn and grow. She understands that mistakes are part of the process, and that each experience, whether successful or not, offers valuable insights that can inform future decisions. Through this lens, learning becomes an ongoing, dynamic process that evolves with time and circumstance, and it empowers women to face uncertainty with confidence. Equally important to continuous learning is the development of emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence refers to the ability to recognize, understand, and manage one's emotions, as well as the emotions of others. It encompasses self-awareness, self-regulation, empathy, and social skills, all of which play a vital role in how a woman navigates her personal and professional relationships. A woman with high emotional intelligence is able to manage her own emotional responses in a way that supports her well-being and maintains positive relationships with others. Self-awareness is the first and most critical component of emotional intelligence. It involves recognizing and understanding one's emotions, as well as how those emotions affect thoughts, behaviors, and interactions. A woman with high self-awareness can identify what triggers her emotions and understand the underlying causes of her feelings. This awareness allows her to respond to situations with clarity and composure rather than reacting impulsively or out of frustration. It also helps her make better decisions, as she can separate her emotions from her logical thinking and consider all aspects of a situation. Self-regulation, the second component of emotional intelligence, is the ability to manage and control one's emotions in a healthy and productive way. It's not about suppressing emotions, but rather about choosing how to express them appropriately. A woman who practices self-regulation is able to stay calm under pressure, avoid overreacting, and make thoughtful decisions even in difficult circumstances. This level of emotional control allows her to maintain a sense of balance and avoid making rash decisions that she may later regret. Empathy is another critical aspect of emotional intelligence. Empathy is the ability to recognize and understand the emotions of others, which helps in building strong, positive relationships. A woman with high empathy is attuned to the feelings of those around her and can offer support, compassion, and understanding. This skill is particularly important in both personal and professional relationships, as it fosters connection, trust, and cooperation. A woman who demonstrates empathy is able to listen deeply, offer comfort, and respond to others' needs in a thoughtful and caring way. Social skills are the final component of emotional intelligence, and they refer to the ability to communicate effectively, manage conflicts, and build strong relationships. A woman with strong social skills is able to navigate social situations with ease, whether it's in the workplace, in her family, or in her community. She knows how to communicate clearly, listen actively, and work collaboratively with others. These skills are invaluable in every aspect of life, as they allow women to build meaningful connections, foster cooperation, and resolve conflicts in a positive and constructive manner. Together, continuous learning and emotional intelligence create a powerful combination that enables women to grow, adapt, and thrive in the face of challenges. The ability to continuously expand one's knowledge and skills keeps a woman sharp, flexible, and prepared for whatever comes her way. At the same time, emotional intelligence ensures that she remains grounded, self-aware, and capable of managing the emotional demands of life with resilience and grace. The integration of continuous learning and emotional intelligence also leads to greater self-confidence. As women learn more and expand their emotional understanding, they become more secure in their abilities and more comfortable in their own skin. They trust themselves to make good decisions, handle challenges, and navigate relationships in a way that aligns with their values and goals. This confidence not only boosts personal fulfillment, but also enhances their ability to lead and inspire others. Furthermore, continuous learning and emotional intelligence complement each other in a way that fosters greater empathy and understanding of others. When women prioritize learning and emotional awareness, they become more equipped to handle the emotional needs and perspectives of those around them. They understand that people come from different backgrounds, have different experiences, and see the world in unique ways. This makes them more compassionate, more patient, and more able to build strong, lasting relationships with others. Together, these qualities provide a holistic approach to personal and professional growth. By embracing continuous learning, women not only expand their knowledge, but also learn how to apply that knowledge in ways that benefit themselves and those around them. Through emotional intelligence, they cultivate the self-awareness, empathy, and social skills necessary to thrive in the complex world of human relationships. Both qualities reinforce each other, creating a strong foundation for success, fulfillment, and meaningful connection. In this way, women who prioritize both learning and emotional intelligence position themselves for a life of constant growth, connection, and achievement.